Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Beerful Hat Podcast. This is the first episode of 2026. Yeah, this is the first episode of 2026. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, gosh, it's been a long year, and we've had a few episodes where we missed here and there. So happy holidays and happy New Year,
Happy New Year's, whatever. Fuck you guys, we get busy. Everybody gets busy. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. But hey, with the new year comes amazing new things, as we saw, and as we're talking about today, if our title did not already give it away to you guys.
So, I'll just say this. Our year end of 2025 ended with one of the coolest seasons or series that's ever created.
Exactly. I completely agree. Very fun, very fantasy based, while also like trickling into the real world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If of course, as Walker said, I'm your host, Victor. With always...
Walker, hi!
I totally fucking forgot that.
That's fine. They know it by now.
So, we're just jumping right into the episode, because this is the first episode of 2026, and we've been talking for the last couple days, or a week at least.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Last couple days, because it was...
It was Friday that it was over, yeah.
Yeah, Friday you were over, but this episode, the last episode of the series came out in December 31st of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Legit last year, which legit was 4 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
4 fucking days ago. Can you believe that?
Here we are, 4 days into the new year, and it feels the same somehow.
Feels like the same day.
Yep.
This feels like this is another day.
I've seen people say it before, where like the time around the holidays, it feels like it's not time at all, where it's just like there's like a 2-week bubble where you just get to mellow out and forget what life is.
But yeah, so if you haven't looked at the title of the episode, we are doing Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
We are just not doing Stranger Things. We are doing a Stranger Things review. This is not a what if Stranger Things, which that'd be a fucking cool episode to do.
Oh, we could play around with that.
We can always play around. We need to have a couple of more people on the show to do a play around with Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, today will be our very first episode of the year.
Yeah.
Stranger Things review, because you know what? This is a podcast of everything, and this is going to be amazing, because
I was going to say, we tackle nerd stuff all the time.
And this is a nerd tackle review. This is what we like to talk about.
We're both excited about the show, and a lot of people love it. So we figured, hey, great episode topic.
Yes, what a topic to start off the new year with the podcast. So overall, what I'm going to do is a little small description on the Googles.
For those that don't know the show Stranger Things or any of its subsidiaries.
Before we get into things, if you haven't watched the show, stop the episode right now and go watch all 5 seasons.
Every single one.
Single one.
We're going to dump some spoilers out there, and you know what? At this point, if you haven't seen any of the first 4 seasons, that's on you. If you haven't seen all of season 5, you've gotten your warning. Spoilers ahead.
But thing is, we cannot say it sucks to be you, but because some people just don't have Netflix.
That is fair.
But you can also go to the movie store and buy the seasons.
Yeah.
You can do that.
It's available.
It's available. But other than that, there will be spoilers, so stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
So, the little thing here. In 1980s, Indiana, a group of young friends witnessed supernatural forces and secret government experiments. As they search for answers, the child unreels a series of unexplained mysteries.
Mm-hmm. So it's a very paranormal show. It kind of reminds me a bit of Gravity Falls, if our viewers know a bit what that is, but with a much more serious tone, obviously.
Yes, but before that, we'll be opening up our drinks. I don't know how this is going to taste, because I've never tried this.
I was going to say, it's a very interesting can you've got.
Yes, there's 3 robots. The wife got this at a Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
Wonders Crash.
And it's a hazy IPA, so like a local brew beer.
Yes.
Maybe not a local brew, but
local brew. It's in Ontario.
Oh, very good. All right.
Yeah. This year, I will be trying to do my best to do different kind of breweries.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? We did mention that a few episodes ago, and I think we'll start doing that.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start going to the liquor store and just grabbing one weird drink after another and see how it goes.
Hey, a lot of the time you find some hidden gems there.
Yeah, the alien one that I had like last last year.
Yeah,
fuck, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Cost me like a lot of money, but fuck, it was good. So, in other words, here's for the first episode.
Ah, yeah.
The only reason why I'm drinking is because I accidentally dropped my Canadian.
That's okay. I forgot to pick up beer. I could have grabbed some. I'm just drinking a Red Bull today. But hey, you know what? It's a can of something. First drink. How are you feeling?
Well, it's definitely hazy. It's a good taste, not a bad taste.
I was gonna say it's very light blue can, so it makes me think it's like a sugary or almost like a lemony drink. No, but it tastes like beer.
When you say lemony, it has a hint of lemony.
Okay.
You know, Walker, we like to share germs in this house. How do you think?
Oh, very citrusy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot, but not too much.
I'd say it tastes like grapefruit. That's what I'm getting from it. Okay. Yeah, there we go.
It's actually really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking can's amazing. You know what? I might have to put this can on the social medias at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
It's impressive art. Like you gotta appreciate the IPA brands like going all out with their actual making the can look nice instead of just honestly, here's our minimalistic logo.
I legit buy cans that look cool and taste them.
Mm-hmm.
There's one we call like the monkey paw or something.
Okay.
Like, it's something monkey. And it's like all fucking covered and like it looks like someone like legit just did a hit of acid. It's like, that's what's going to go up again. And fucking drew it.
That's crazy. Okay.
So, let's get off this first. So, we're going to hop on season 1.
Oh, yes. Where it all began. Back in 2016. I believe it released in July of that year.
Yes. We won't go down to details when it came out, but like, yes, 2016. So let's do this a little Google search. Season 1, 2016, and 8 episodes. I love how they did these because it's chapter 1 to chapter 8, and I believe they continued it.
I think so. In like the names of the episodes, it will say season, chapter.
Yeah, so
it does the title name. Yeah.
So yes.
So it feels a lot more like a story that way. Like they're telling it.
So when did you say it came out?
I believe it came out like mid-July. Like I was watching it pretty much as it came out in the beginning of August, I believe. So I was watching it when I was a camp counselor.
For people that have Netflix, already know this, but people who don't have Netflix likes to drop all the episodes all at once.
Yes. Apart from season 5, but that's a different thing.
5. But the thing is, at the time, I liked it because you can, let's just fucking binge watch it. But now, since there's shows coming out every other week, which is like old TV, yes, you are correct. July 15th.
Oh, there we go. Middle July. I was pretty darn close.
Yeah, you were darn close. But yes, season 1 of Stranger Things came out over 10 years ago.
And it was kind of out of nowhere. Nobody was really into... I don't want to say nobody was really into D&D, but like D&D was still kind of like an underrated game at the time. You didn't see too many people like hopping on that bandwagon. So Stranger Things coming out and being like a bit of a horror show, like being a lot of kids and a young cast, like it was unique for its time. Like it was definitely out there.
Like honestly, what I talked to the wife about, because like if you never played Dungeons and Dragons but you watch Stranger Things, I think Stranger Things got people into playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Big time. I agree. Like even after 2016, like that was when I started a group, or like when I started in a group of friends in high school in a D&D group sort of deal. And like after
high school, 2006.
Oh yeah, I'm a young buck still.
God damn it.
But even after that, like more and more people, even in my high school, were getting interested in Dungeons and Dragons. More people that might not have wanted to. Like I have a few more athletic friends, will say, much more into sports, even wanted to get on it because they like the aspect of role playing. It was fun to set yourself in like a fantasy world where you get to do what you need.
So I was kind of the same way. I was as growing up, I was a nerd.
Yeah.
I grew up with comic books and all that, but I was very heavily into sports.
Okay.
So I never had any time outside of school or home life because I was doing sports. I never heard of fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
It's very underground.
I got out of high school.
Yep.
I got out of high school, and then it was my buddy that I used to work with at my old job. He was the maintenance guy. He got me. No, it was David.
Oh,
David got me into Dungeons and Dragons.
There it is. Okay.
Because he wanted to do his little like fucking universe thing. I think.
That was when he was trying to build it at the time. Like
at the time, yeah.
He was communicating with... So our friend David, he runs our D&D sessions now, but he was working with a bunch of DMs across the country and even contacted Wizards of the Coast and was talking to them for a bit about a much more expansive D&D universe, which... It was a very aggressive project, and he put a lot of work into it, but a lot of the DMs he was working with ended up falling off, or just ended up moving on with their lives, sort of deal, But David's the type of guy to get everybody involved with D&D,
So take what his idea is and make it into, say, the MCU. He wanted a multiverse thing for Dungeons and Dragons, which is the coolest fucking idea.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to make as one separate book, though. So, like, a ambitious project, but there's a lot of resources out there that still have it. We'll shout it out. I think we shouted out in the episode we interviewed David. But
yes, I think so, yes. And I still have it on my Discord.
Oh, there we go.
So Season 1 starts off as them playing Dungeons & Dragons.
It's how it opens. You see some kids. They're just regular kids in the, I believe, 80s, yes? Yeah. And they're having a good time. Like, they're still in elementary school. They're working through all the things kids do, and they ride bikes. It's very classic, like, not like today where you stay home, play a lot of video games. It's your kids go out, and you don't see them till after dark.
No, you see them when the fucking lights come on.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how it is. Or you get the special parents that like, you know what? They're out playing. Who gives a shit if the lights come on?
It'll be fine. And that's where the problem arises in Season 1. Joyce was kind of a less attentive mother. Jonathan was the older son of Joyce, was a little alternate. So, like, he was out of the house. He was a little more mopey, depressive kind of guy.
He was like the emo of that generation for 80s.
Exactly. And like
without the dark, like without the makeup and shit. He was like more of the grunge era.
Yes, very grunge. And then
before the grunge.
Exactly. The younger son, Will Byers, he was less monitored by Joyce. Doesn't really, while still being one of her very beloved children, she was alcoholic and she didn't really care about his location. So one night after this Dungeons and Dragons game, he goes home and he disappears.
Yep, because
biking
all of
home
them,
in the dark.
Because they all bike together. Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and Will. So that's the 4 main characters you meet in the first scene. Which Tori's been watching Stranger Things. She's still on Season 2, but she has a fascination with Dustin.
Yes, the women love Dustin. I don't know why, but they're on board.
Exactly. But yes, Will. If you watch Season 1 when it first came out, they didn't have this. They added it in, but when Will is bike riding him alone when he's going home, he's stopped by a force. He sees something in the road. So that scene was, there was nothing there, because I remember there was nothing there. But when I was rewatching Season 1, and it looked like they added something in.
Oh, okay. Dang, I'll have to rewatch it.
Yes. I won't say his name, but they added a certain somebody, and you see him. And Will veers off and crashes his bike and runs into the woods.
Interesting. So, like, maybe... Oh, gosh, we can talk about more about Season 5 and jump back to that when we get there. But, okay, that's interesting. And when he veers off, he disappears. And then...
He's gone.
For the next few episodes, it's, oh, my gosh, where's Will?
Yep.
As Joyce, his own mother, starts to realize almost a full day later that Will's gone. His friends start realizing he's gone.
Yep.
It becomes a big search, and it's a... Who took Will? Where'd he go? And as they're finding it out, some paranormal and strange things begin happening.
But the one thing I want to stress about is that because Will actually makes it home, he runs inside, but the thing that you think that's chasing him unlocks the door from the inside.
Yes, almost like it's using telekinetic force. Yes.
So he runs to the back, he finds a gun, and the door swings open, and he just stands there, and he screams, and that's it. Gone.
That's the cutoff.
That's the cutoff. So as Walker said, a couple episodes, Will's still gone. But the one thing is, I think it was episode 5 or 6, they pull a body out of the water.
Which body are we talking about?
Will's.
Oh, okay.
Because they find a body that looks like Will.
Oh, I do vaguely remember that, but it obviously wasn't Will. It creates a bunch of suspense.
Yes.
Where does this body come from?
Exactly. But in the meantime, the friends group have a certain somebody with them.
Mm.
They find her after Will ends up missing because they go finding Will.
Because while at the same time this A plot is going on, this B plot with our favorite character, or everyone's kind of favorite character, 11.
Yep.
She's escaping from this lab, a subject of experimental torture and experimentation.
Yep.
She's become a little psyop baby.
Yeah, she's a project of the government that wants to manipulate and use people's powers.
Yes. Kind of like I think they referenced MK Ultra a little bit, but it was more going off of a Man-Talk story, and they kind of jump back to that throughout the seasons where they reference this Man-Talk location.
Yeah. So they find 11. So 11 is with them now. Because she's hiding.
Yep.
And she knows people are looking for her. But I do gotta say, 11, they made 11 so stupid, but so smart at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's it. They made her like a little trauma baby where she knew nothing but to do what people say.
Yeah, and all she knew how to say was Papa.
Papa.
But the one thing is, she was able to say Will. Because she pointed at Will.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to that theory at the end.
Okay.
So, episodes go, but then a force ends up coming. An enemy that they named the Demogorgon.
Yeah, yes. Very convenient, and it follows this whole D&D track, or this D&D theme that they have going on, because the kids see the world through Dungeons & Dragons, or that's how they explain the unknown.
Because throughout the season, you end up seeing glimpses of what they have decided to call the Upside Down.
And they learn a lot about this Upside Down through their physics teacher, and they try to understand it through this, where it's like, oh, it's a mirror of our own world.
All hypothetical, though, right?
All hypothetical.
All hypothetical.
Yeah,
As he says.
And they realize, with all these paranormal effects starting to come up, that Will's trying to communicate with them.
Yes, which is hilarious.
He's able to somehow signal between the voids.
So if you haven't played Fortnite, they actually have it on Fortnite with the characters that Joyce puts Christmas lights all over her goddamn house. She goes completely insane, but not insane at the same time. It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, because at the same, because the I was going to say the underneath, the Upside Down is a flip side of our own reality. He was hiding out in the house half the time, and he was able to essentially pass energy through these Christmas lights by touching them in the Upside Down and signal stuff to Joyce. So
to kind of push away here, so we can get to season 2.
Yeah.
So at the end of the season, they find Will.
Yep.
They end up getting Will back.
They managed to get into the Upside Down to get him back. Yes.
And they're full on thinking that like the Upside Down is just another fucking plane.
Yeah.
So, but thing is, Will's different. Will's completely different.
And you can kind of see in season 1, they pull him out of this little flesh sack when he was running around before, which was odd. But you know what? They pull him out, and he's definitely a little odd. You know, a lot of people just chalk it up to, oh, maybe it's a kid who's traumatized, because that's very traumatizing, right?
Oh yeah. So we go to season 2, where the boys are back together. And they're trying to just think, oh, everything's normal now.
Everything's fine. We got Will back. The Demogorgon's dead. We don't ever have to go back to the Upside Down.
But the one thing is, Mike's not the same. Mike loses 11 at the end of season 1.
Yes.
Because she fights the Demogorgon and she ends up disappearing altogether.
Yes. But instead, she's hiding in the woods once again.
Hiding in the woods. But thing is, there's also a cop named Hopper.
Yes.
I totally forgot to mention him.
I was going to say, Hopper was in season 1, but he wasn't, like,
crazy and...
Yeah.
But he was, like, a character that everybody, like, fell in love with.
Oh, 100%. Like, he was the dad character. And season 2 is where his relationship with 11 starts to foster.
Yes, because of what trauma he had to go through.
He lost his daughter, and it gets referenced throughout the series. But getting a daughter, or finding a girl his own daughter's age... trapped and lost in the woods, like he wants to do everything to take care of her.
So he finds Elle, because they call her Elle. She loves waffles. And then...
I mean, who doesn't? Them Eggos, feast all day.
Oh, yeah. So, basically, all Season 2 is... Like, you know what? We did a really good thing with Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Should have jumped through the season.
I was going to say, Season 2 is like Walking Dead Season 2 for me. It was like a filler with not too much going on.
The only cool thing about Season 2 was just, like, what happened at the end.
Yes. You get more of Elle developing her powers and the more of the gates being closed.
Yeah. Season 3 was the mall, right?
Season 3 was the mall,
So at the end of Season 2, you end up knowing more about the Mind Flayer.
Mm-hmm.
That's controlling Will.
And that's it. Throughout Season 2, Will has these premonitions. He keeps seeing the Mind Flayer. He keeps becoming affected by its vision. Like, he's got the parasite inside him, and that's kind of what you get throughout the season.
Yes, and then they end up clearing him with heat for Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Well, Season 2 also had to deal with the Demodogs, where it was like the new Mind Flayer's plan, where he was going to leak in through the part of the portal that went underground under Hawkins' lab. So throughout the season, while all this like character development is going on, they're worried that there's still something attacking Will. Demodogs or like pets start to go missing. They discover tunnels, and in these tunnels are these miniature Demogorgons that they dub Demodogs.
Which is funny. I gotta show you something which is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Like, at the end of the episode, because I want them to hear it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking funny. But like before anything, we are missing two main characters.
Okay. Yep.
We did not mention them. Nancy
and our boy Steve Harrington. My God, in the first season, he was a bit of a bully.
So, but before I say anything, I want to get this off my chest.
Yep.
I didn't realize that Steve is legit fucking Vegeta. You know why? Because the brothers.
Okay. The Duffer Brothers, yeah.
Duffer Brothers. Their original plan for Steve was to kill him off in the first season.
I did see a lot of that online. Like, they wanted him just to be the bully that dies, but a bunch of people really kind of liked him near the end of Season 1. So
the reason why I call him Vegeta for Stranger Things is because in the first couple saga, like the first saga of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta was just going to be the main villain, and he was supposed to die at the end of that saga, the Saiyan saga. But people like Vegeta so much that he's like, I have to keep him.
We'll keep him in, might as well, sort of deal.
Steve is basically fucking Vegeta.
You know what? I like it. It was better that they kept him on because he's still a fan favorite. He is my favorite character.
I gotta say, he is my favorite character because he's
the Harrington.
Like he's the guy that you want to be friends with, and he's like just cool as shit.
Oh yeah,
you see his progress throughout the seasons. He's like super dumb, and then he gets smarter. Like fuck.
He wises up because like he was the confident, cool kid in high school, had everything going for him, and then he realized he didn't have to be a bully. What he really wanted was to become a father and be someone who's reliable. And you see that change throughout the series as he actually grows with the kids and understands the troubles they're going through. And the big part about Season 2 is Steve Harrington going from the villain of Season 1 to being one of the only people who understands the kids and what they're going through and helping them out. Yeah. And that's where Hopper also gets involved too, because the police station doesn't notice these holes. They don't know about these Demodogs, and they need to burn the parts of the Upside Down that are filling up these holes, which they only assume is the Mind Flayer's plan to infect Hawkins and push the Upside Down into Hawkins.
So, and then at the end of Season 2, they end up finding a way to burn the Mind Flayer out of Will. They just heat the motherfucker up. They heat him up with a whole bunch of heaters.
I was going to say, they really cooked him, and they did the same thing. They burnt a bunch of the upside-down tentacles and stuff in these tunnels underground. They fought these Demodogs, and they closed more of this portal underneath the Hawkins lab. And at this point, I believe the Mind Flayer was trying to push through, and Elle managed to close it before the Mind Flayer
on a platform, and she does her fucking power thing with her arms, if you haven't noticed it. And she closes it. Which is fucking crazy.
And then everybody thinks, okay, that's it.
We're done. And then
final portal has been sealed. Oh no. Season 3 happens, and there's still something going on. Will's a little wonky still. Like, he still sees stuff, has premonitions, but he's not connected to the Mind Flayer anymore.
he's connected to something, but because he does the little neck thing.
Mm-hmm.
He does the neck thing a lot in season 3.
His little spider sense going off. Yeah.
But there's one character that shows up in season 3.
Oh, I guess I want to say there's 2 characters.
Well, one character.
Who are you talking about?
I am talking about Max.
Yes.
Max shows up in season 3,
mm-hmm.
which is
another favorite that a lot of people liked. Really.
I gotta say, Max is one of the other favorite characters I like.
And that's it. She was a skater girl, and she was absolutely baller.
I fucking love it how in season 3 that because they opened up arcade machine store in Hawkins, and all the kids would go to one game. It was like a Dungeons and Dragons based game, and all they saw was Max.
She's at the top of the leaderboard, and they need to beat her.
Or
they think it's a guy,
they
right?
They think it's a dude.
Yep.
They don't think it's Maxine.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's Maximilian or whatever. They think it's just a dude.
And the first 4 episodes are kind of funny like that, where it's like, oh, it's just it's
fuck,
the teenage boys getting.
Fuck.
It's an 80s rivalry where they hate the new kid, and the new kid turns out to be this cool redheaded chick.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they don't know how to deal with it. But at the same time, they start having a little rival crush between Dustin and Lucas.
Yes. But, of course, Lucas won.
Mm-hmm.
But thing is, with Max entering season 3, enters her brother.
Yes, Billy, who, gosh, by the end of it, I loved him.
I was so happy for him to show up because I absolutely loved him as Jason in the Power Ranger movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was such a good Jason, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so stoked because he's a good actor.
Okay, no, he played the role extremely well. Like, he makes you hate him for the first little bit because he becomes the new bully of the group, and Max hates him at the same time.
He's so hateful. Like, you hate him, but you love him at the same time.
Oh, yeah, he's a Chad, but like one of those rebellious guys. Yeah.
And all the moms love him.
Mm-hmm. He's the Milfinator. I don't know. He becomes a lifeguard, and like it's funny because the first few episodes are showing all this interaction. Once again, like playful Hawkins, the kids are interacting, doing like 80s kids stuff.
Yeah.
But in the background, like every so often, there's something going on. Like people seem to be getting possessed, and like we get little flashes from these first 3 episodes or quick scenes where like something's infecting people. I think it's because at the end of season 2, Will physically coughs something out of his mouth into the sink, and it goes into the drain, and then it starts infecting people somehow that way.
So the one thing I will say about season 3, it was cool because Elle actually ends up being a part of Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
And
at that point, she's a student. She's going to the school and everything. She's under the name Jane Hopper.
But the thing is, what I liked about it is that they did a total Joel thing from The Last of Us.
Okay, yeah.
And so when Hopper is in the first 2 seasons, he's carrying around his daughter's bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why it brings me back to The Last of Us is because in the first game in season 1, Joel's wearing his watch.
Okay.
Because Sarah buys him a watch before the outbreak happens. And his watch gets damaged.
Okay, yeah.
Stops working because it's broken.
Yep.
Like there's a fucking hole in it. But he continues to wear it. And because the guy who made the game wanted to reference Sarah a lot, and he's like, oh, it would be stupid for Joel to just bring up Sarah. But the thing is, if Joel touches the watch or looks at the watch, you exactly know what he's thinking.
I think it's one of those things where, like, you bring it up once at some part in the story, it becomes emotional, and there you go, you understand it. And then every other time it is that gesture, that subtle look that brings it in without shoving it in your face. And that makes it much more of the man's man type feel, fitting for a character like Joel or Hopper.
So, have you watched season 2 of The Last of Us?
I still have not watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you played the game, right?
I played the game, yes.
Right. So, in the game, it's kind of different than the show, but like it's basically the same preference. Joel dies, if spoilers.
Yeah.
But Ellie ends up getting the watch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So every time she sees the watch, like I don't think she wears it, but every time she looks at the watch, she remembers Joel.
Yeah.
So what Hopper did is that he wore the bracelet that his daughter made him for 2 seasons.
Yep.
That we saw, but he's been wearing it for a lot longer.
Mm.
In season 3, you see Elle wear it.
So he gave it to her as like a present, sort of like this is me passing the torch on to you. Like he's moving on in a sense.
I think it's his way for moving on that he has actually accepted, because if you haven't known or haven't watched it, his daughter dies of cancer.
Yes.
So I think it's his way to telling Elle, I want you to have it because I've moved on and I accept what happened, but I need to take care of you now.
Mm-hmm.
So she has it for like 2 seasons.
Yep.
Or no, 3 seasons.
I don't know if she's wearing it much in the later seasons. Like I don't think I ever saw her wearing it season 5.
But she keeps it.
She does.
She keeps it near her.
Yeah.
Because when we get to season 5, we'll discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that she has the bracelet on now.
Yep.
When you see the bracelet, it's like, fuck, he accepted everything that what happened, and he's moved on.
Mm-hmm. He is happy with his quote unquote new daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
But then the mall scene.
I guess. Well, there's a lot more that happens between then.
Yes.
But it's the Mind Flayer slowly collecting up an army of zombies. It's using a very physical form of takeover,
yep.
And it at one point takes over Billy and makes Billy its champion. Because he's a big old strong super Chad and like drives around. The Mind Flayer essentially uses Billy to drag more people in to get an army of meat puppets,
yep.
And then at a certain point he brings those meat puppets together. Like the kids figure it out and trying to stop Billy, trying to stop the Mind Flayer, because at first they think it's Billy just being a bully of a person. Yeah, and then they realize, oh no, he's taken over. Oh no, they find more of the zombies, and they talk to Will and they say, oh, this thing you spit out is probably still affecting them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it happens at the mall or if it happens before in the mall. Mind Flayer moves there, but the Mind Flayer turns all these people he took over into fleshy globs and takes over them and makes its own corporeal form inside of Hawkins.
That's before the mall.
That's before the mall?
Okay. Heading to the mall.
Okay. But essentially all these meat puppets, it forces them together and turns them into its body inside of Hawkins.
Basically like the Blob.
Mm-hmm. And just going into new seasons, I don't think the Mind Flayer, that was its actual body, but it was instead creating a puppet of meat and flesh that it could control from the upside down, because it still could not physically move through.
Yes. So, but going to the mall, at the very end of the season, Billy is controlled, but thing is, the thing was going to attack Max.
Mm-hmm.
And something snaps in Billy. And Billy steps forward into it, saving Max.
Actually begins to fight the monster that was taking him over, that had turned him into its champion. And you get, in that moment, a redemption from Billy where he realizes he was aware of everything that was going on. And in a moment where he can genuinely afflict change, genuinely stop it, he breaks the curse and does it for his sister. He does it for the kids, that he now realizes that, damn, they were some of the only people fighting back against something even worse than himself.
I don't think that. I think it was only because he saw Max in danger, and it's a brother's instinct to step in when a younger sister gets, like, in trouble.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
like, trust me, I have a sister. I know.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Yeah,
like I'm not like.
Either way, he still breaks out of that trance and has a moment of redemption where he's physically stopping multiple hits and doing what he can to tank it, while the kids, it buys them time to essentially get that Molotov up and that little bit of extra stuff set up so they can get those final blows.
Yes.
And in that moment, he knew he was sacrificing himself, but doing it for the right reason.
So basically, you have like a what's that word in Dungeons and Dragons for like chronically evil or something?
Oh, or chaotic evil?
Chaotic evil.
Okay.
Chaotic evil legit turned chaotic good.
Yes.
For like a moment and then sacrificed himself.
And that's it. You did it for a higher purpose. And I think at a certain point he probably also recognized that everything he did was wrong. Yeah. He created a monster.
So then after that, the mall gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
The Mind Flayer ends up fucking off for a bit.
And the kids think, yay, we did it! And personally, I thought it was going to end after Season 3, but then they alluded to more, and I was like, God damn it, and then Season 4. Yeah. I gotta love it.
Oh, no. And no, because at the exact same time, Hopper and Joyce blow up the portal between the Upside Down because Hopper ends up fucking off.
Oh, true, yes, and that's why he ends up where he is in season 4. Yes.
Yes.
So they go in to try and blow up the portal again because I think some other portal opens up, and Hopper ends up in Russia through some other portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then throughout season 4 is basically the same shit again.
Mm-hmm. And the setup is usually the same, where it's like everything's fine, we're back to living a normal life, and then in the background something's going on.
Joyce, everybody in Hawkins that know what's going on, were trying to find Hopper.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole goal, was to try and find Hopper.
Because he disappeared, they wanted to get him back, but they couldn't find any holes in the Upside Down. They couldn't find any new paths.
And they didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
So, to kind of skip over season 4, I'm going to just say the fucking very end of season 4, because they end up having their own portals in Russia. Because, of course, the Russia and the States fighting against each other.
Yeah, I forget why the wormhole allowed them to move between Russia and the States, but it still let them do it. And,
but,
like, Russia was working on the same experiment as the States.
Yeah, but
Elle made the gates.
Yeah. But, like...
we also learn a lot more about Elle's experiment in season 4 and introduces, we'll say, the commander of the Mind Flayer's army, the true tool of the Mind Flayer.
Yes. And then... oh, no, fuck. No, that's season 3. Fuck, now I'm getting all seasons mixed up. Because season 4 is with Eddie.
Yes.
The fuck is season 3? Well, we're on season...
Season 3 was the mall, and, like, the actual, like, the zombies, the Mind Flayer, Billy, where they came through, and Hopper did get kicked through.
Was season 4 with Hopper in the fucking Russia?
Yeah, season 4 was Hopper in Russia. Because he wasn't there... He wasn't in, maybe it was season 4 that he ended up getting to Russia, but like there.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Okay. Season 4 is Russia and Eddie. Okay. I'm getting mixed up here.
And like at that point, it was Joyce and the other. I forget his name. They didn't even say it in season 5, but the bearded gentleman with the glasses, the one that's super eccentric. But they go to Russia to end up freeing Hopper from the prison. They find out that they have a Demogorgon in prison there, and that they were a little involved with these. Telekinetic experiments.
Coolest fight scene ever.
Oh yeah, Hopper takes on the Demogorgon with a
broadsword.
Oh, it's so cool because like the bullets don't usually affect the Demogorgons, but when you just lop a head off with a greatsword, that's the way to do it.
It's basically like Hopper's being the fucking like
barbarian fighter class. He just absolutely chatting through like that was an amazing scene.
So basically, Hopper is basically in Russian, but they introduce a new character in season 4. Eddie,
another character that a lot of people liked.
I was so mad.
Wake up!
I was so mad for season 5 because of that. I'll get to that in season 5. But yes, they brought Eddie in, which he's a fucking fantastic character. Everybody loved him.
He was a character that said everything that was on his mind. Yes. Very rebellious, and he did his own thing. He sold a bit of weed. He played a lot of rock. Like, he was very much an outsider.
He was the metalhead that everybody wanted to hang out with. And guess who hung out with him?
The Stranger Cat.
Dustin.
The 4 boys, yeah.
But I do gotta say, I did miss something in season 3. Dustin and Steve end up actually being best friends.
Yes. I was going to say, season 3 is when we saw Robin enter the picture as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 3 is Robin too. But you see more of a brotherly friendship with Steve and Dustin.
Getting along, best friends type of setup. And they still are friends coming into season 4. It's just Eddie is the new friend.
Yes.
And like there's a little bit of jealousy from Steve there when Dustin's hanging out more with Eddie.
Because Steve's basically the big brother. He's telling Dustin, like, Dustin, you gotta stop hanging with this guy because he's
bad news.
He's gonna bring you to the wrong path. Because Steve's been in that path.
Yep. He's
been the guy that was the kind of the inside but outside guy at the same time.
Yeah.
But with Eddie, Dustin liked him because he was into the same things that Dustin was.
Yes. He became a DM for them. So like I believe they set it up where he was Dungeons and Dragoning with the kids at that point. So it was very much he's into their interests while also being an older role model. With
Eddie entering the playing field, as we say in Dungeons and Dragons, They say a name in their campaign in Dungeons and Dragons. Mm-hmm. The very first couple episodes.
Yes.
They say Vecna.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the main character of the whole villain of season 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, and with all this lore dump, we realize that Vecna, the one who's been helping out the Mind Flayer, is actually a experiment from the same experiment Elle was in.
Yeah, you find that in season 4.
Mm-hmm. You find out that his name is Henry,
yep.
And he is Experiment 1, that all of these trials were based off of one's abilities.
Yeah.
He was a very gifted child. They pulled him from his family and then had him work with a bunch of other test subjects, and they were doing this thing where they were taking his blood and trying to manipulate fetus blood in pregnant women.
Yep.
And that's what created Elle. That's what created a few of these other test subjects.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you find out Vecna is the main protagonist in season 4,
mm-hmm.
and then also goes into season 5.
Yes.
But thing is that when you find this out, the whole group, and because he's killing kids.
Yes. So in season 4, like he just escalates. At this point, people are being physically lifted into the air and like cracked apart. Like you start hearing the bell chime. Like there is something else that's going on, and every time one of these people dies, their body is being used to essentially open another gate to the Upside Down.
Yes. So in this happening, they start framing Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eddie is a Satanist.
Yes, and he was at the site of this first girl dying. It was a very successful, very popular girl who just wanted a little bit of weed to calm down before some tests. And
I think she liked Eddie, too.
She liked Eddie. They got along, and Chrissy, wake up!
No, I think she liked Eddie.
Oh, okay.
I think she liked Eddie.
I think there was definitely something going on there. She just died real fast.
But Eddie's just like too stupid because he's a dude.
Yeah, that's most dudes. We don't pick up on girl signals. Because
no, we don't. We're dudes.
Yeah.
that's how it works. We're dudes. So, with season 4, so you're finding out all these murders, and you find out Vecna's causing them, and then they make this plan because they find a portal in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fucking course, Steve being Steve. You know what? I can fucking swim down there. Motherfucker does.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking chads it up. He fucking chads and swims and fucking jumps. But the thing is, it's funny because the Upside Down is like the polar opposite of like the real world. So when he goes through the portal, he legit falls on his back and like, fuck! Like I felt that when he did that. It hurt.
It's like an old man thing. You're a little too old, and then you land square on your back, and you go, "Oh, okay, well, I'm done for hours."
It's like when you hear someone or watch a video get kicked in the nuts.
Oh yeah, you feel the pain.
You weren't there, but you get told the story like, "Oh,
yep," or you know how bad it's gonna.
You don't feel it physically; you feel it mentally.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. But yes, they end up going to the Upside Down, and they end up doing the most coolest fucking scene ever with Eddie and Dustin.
Yep.
Master of Puppets from Metallica, and Eddie's just doing a fucking solo.
They set up a distraction to essentially draw away a lot of the minions of Vecna while the other group deals with him. Yeah. So he sets up these huge speakers and is playing through a storm of bats, like it looks like hectic, and fucking you get to see him like battling through these bats, physically taking the hits,
and they're fucking flying around him, and he's just like legit still fucking jamming, and Dustin's just sitting there now, just fucking rocking out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like holy, I gotta say, it's the best scene of all the seasons.
It was very good watching it. Like it's tough to see like that was how Eddie dies. Like he gets bitten and chewed apart and like essentially sacrifices his own body so Dustin can escape.
Yeah, because
temporarily.
He drops the guitar. Dustin and them are running, but he ends up picking up a fucking garbage can lid and blocking the bats and telling him, "You need to fuck up. Like you need to go.
You need to go." Like at that point he knew what. He was sacrificing himself, which sure was a little risky, but he was doing what he could to save the people he cared about. For someone who was so rebellious and so much of a loner, this was an act of, like, I genuinely care, I genuinely love you. And in the line where he's dying and Dustin's holding him in his hands and he says, "I love you, man," like, that was apparently improvised Or like the line after that was improvised. That wasn't the line he was given.
He did a lot of improvising in that season.
Apparently, the Duffer Brothers did not get along with him because he was very against the script and was adding a lot of his own stuff.
But things it worked.
It worked, but the Duffer Brothers weren't happy with him, and I think of the fighting.
I think that's the reason why he didn't.
He didn't come back. He didn't get any sort of redemption or he was actually still alive.
I'm so pissed.
It's a tough thing, but at the same time, it kind of makes the sacrifice feel more important.
And it wasn't in vain to have him come. But it would have made so much fucking sense. Because leading up in season 4, he is a big fan of Iron Maiden.
Yep.
So in Iron Man, there is a guy named Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
It's their mascot.
Oh, okay.
Throughout all these years, Iron Maidens have Eddie in there.
Mm-hmm.
But they stopped putting Eddie on the albums. There's a couple albums that don't have Eddie on it, but then they have a futuristic album.
Okay.
They have it looks like a fucking alien cop, but they have something on the wall saying Eddie lives.
And I'm pretty
sure that was the cassette tape he was holding. Okay. That one.
And so it was essentially alluding to the fact that he might come back, but the Duffer Brothers probably just turned around, wrote him out, and saying, "Yeah, you know what? He doesn't need to be here. We'll give him a death scene."
Yes, and if you hear it's because Ollie's here because he wants to join.
Nice little guest star.
But thing is,
Hello there. I am Victor from the Beer Fuller Hat Podcast. Are you having troubles of picking out gifts that you want something to mean something? But I have a thing for you. I partner up with somebody at work, and his website and Instagram page is called It's Right Here. He does vinyl design, wood jewelry, which is pretty cool, and keepsakes. Keepsakes like Christmas stuff, stocking stuffers, birthday things, whatever you think. He's done a few things for me, and they are amazing. You guys need to go check him out. I'll send a description below. But let him know that the Beer Fuller Hat Podcast sent you there. So in other words, let him know to stay frosty.
Yes, I'm having one of your drinks. I dropped mine. It's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, so, I'll never know.
Oh no! But the whole point of my theory having Eddie, fuck. You know what? Let's just do season 5, and I'll get to my theory.
Okay.
Okay, season 5. You end on Eddie dying, and then the whole fucking world collapsing in Hawkins.
Because they managed to stop Vecna temporarily, but he was able to connect all these portals that he was opening by sacrificing people around Hawkins, and he was cracked the earth in two, created a huge rift where the Upside Down leaked all into Hawkins. Multiple portals all over the place.
And the way they do it, you find out in season 5 that they just put fucking stainless steel over it.
Oh yeah, so the military finally comes in. It's actually a bigger government operation, unlike it was in the first few seasons, where it's like a few government agents kind of slowly dealing with.
The whole army comes in.
The whole army comes in. They take over. They look at the main portals. They set up on some of these ones, and like you said, they just covered up these huge rifts with essentially like inch-thick, huge steel plates, which
they don't explain how they did it.
No, we just covered everything up. A bunch of big steel plates.
They did the whole TV thing. It's like, they're just there now.
Yeah, season 5. For me, felt very fast. Like they wanted to do a lot more, and apparently there was a lot of scenes they recorded that they had to cut. But there was a lot of stuff they kind of just yada through.
Yeah. So season 5 was the very last season of Stranger Things, which is actually kind of nice because there's not a lot you can do with Stranger Things to go on for more seasons.
That's it, and there's possibly spin-offs now that they've set up a bunch of the lore with the Abyss and what the Upside Down really was, and where the Mind Flayer actually lives, and how his power got to Henry.
And there is, for a little spoiler at the very end, Hopper ends up getting a job in Montauk.
The same
place where this hypothetical TV show took place.
Because even when it was Stranger Things 1, 2, and 3, there was a lot of people talking about how Montauk was a real place, not in Indiana, but it was supposed to mimic the story, and it was a real-life event where it was like there was a lab that was close to this town, and there was
I think it was one of the cops that Hopper actually worked with was talking about it.
Okay.
But yeah, season 5 is basically them doing their final boss.
Yes.
Which, felt to me was very, very rushed, but cool at the same time.
I saw someone point out that Will's scene, the one I'm talking about, was 10 minutes long, and the overall boss fight was 4 minutes long. It was just a funny comparison.
So, for season 5, for me, it was rushed, as you have explained, but I'm probably gonna fucking get shit on for this, but for the...
It was more of a direct continuation, so they were like, okay, we're going real heavy off of this. It was a lot less of what they were doing with the other seasons, where it's like, oh, everything's fine and dandy. They thought they killed him.
They knew this season that everybody's like, no, what the fuck's going on? We need to find a plan, find out what happens.
So everybody's like living their lives, but at this point they're training. Like Elle is hiding away, and Hopper's hiding her away, but also having her trainer powers.
Yeah, and Nancy's fucking like.
Investigating,
but she's also like Sarah Connor at the same fucking time, which is fucking hilarious because in season 5, the actor who played Sarah Connor, which I'm so mad he didn't do a reference, actually plays a general and didn't say "I'll be back," which would have been fucking funny.
Yeah,
but it's. I think for Nancy's character, they were trying to bring back the whole thing for women being a hero.
Women being empowered, because she was a very independent role model, and they poked at that a lot this season, where it's like she doesn't want to date the boys, like she stops dating Jonathan, she doesn't go back for Steve, but she focuses on her career.
So, but like I know people didn't like that, but the thing is, you got to look at fucking Terminator, Sarah Connor, 80s.
Yep. She
became the biggest fucking icon. Fucking Ripley from Aliens. A fucking 6'7" chick that was killing aliens at, like, fucking forever. She's like, this is all in the 80s.
Yep. So it's kind of interesting that they gave a character like that, in the 80s, the same sort. It's very much mirroring those stars that you were talking
which is amazing, because for me, stories have to make sense, and it made sense for me, because in season 1, you see Nancy show Jonathan how to shoot a gun. Because she knows how to shoot a gun. And then fucking season 5 comes around, and she's shooting a fucking military fucking gun with, like...
backing herself into a corner against a giant monster. Like, she goes from very dainty and shy in season 1 and being unconfident in herself to being very sure of herself as she's taken on more and more challenges. And you get to see a lovely amount of character growth in that sense.
And throughout season 4, 1 to 5 to the third episode, before the end of the third episode, Will was such a bitch.
Yeah, Will was afraid the entire time, but then by the time season 5 rolled around, he was like, no, I'm ready to take control. He had his glow-up moment.
At the end of episode 3, Will ended up being a fucking badass, because I will say this, it made sense because throughout the whole series, you find out Will's gay, but the thing is, the way they... Because I will say this, I do not care if someone goes to fucking Brothers and says, oh, this guy said this. They fucking ruined Will's character for me. They fucking ruined it, because the only reason why I say that is because in episode 3, when he was doing his fucking eyes back thing with that Vecna does, he was seeing Mike get attacked, and that's when it snapped.
Yeah.
He fucking stopped all the Demogorgons, because he's like, fuck, Mike's gonna get killed. I gotta stop him, because Will was in love with Mike. Because honestly, for the last fucking 4 seasons, I thought just Will was just upset because his best friend was leaving.
Yeah, there was a lot of... Because the Wheelers did go to California in season 4. No, it was season one of those seasons, yeah. And because of that, like, there was a large disparity. Like, you find out Will had feelings for him, and, like, they take it. Like, Finn knows at that point, and there's... Like, they stay friends. And...
I will say this, because I didn't know that in season 4 until the wife told me. Yeah, I hope no, Will's gay. I'm like, no, he's not.
They made it pretty obvious, and like I think it was.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching it. He's like, he gives Mike the fucking picture, and then he ends up like fucking turning around and crying. I'm like, he's just crying because his best friend is like trying to do stuff with his girlfriend, like save his girlfriend. He's more focused on her than he is on his best friend. Like when you have a relationship with somebody as your best friend, like thick and thin, and like trust me, I know it.
Yeah.
it hurts when they want to do something else or they do something to you and it just kills you.
Yeah, it's like it feels like a stab in the back. It feels worse than a stab in the back where it's like, shit, like everything I knew about you just seems to fall apart. Yeah.
So to me, that just, like, when I saw Will crying, it's like, he's losing his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought until the wife's like, yeah, I hope you know, he likes Will. I'm like, yeah, he likes Mike because he's his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
No. He likes Mike.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because he's his best friend. No. He's into Mike.
But then back to season 5.
But back to season 5, like, then he... episode... how many episodes?
I'm going to say episode 4 was the one where Will discovered his powers. And his powers... He only really unlocked them when Vecna essentially taunted him, held him forward, said you were weak, you had powers, and I was able to take advantage of that. You have your powers mainly because of me. So, and at that point, Will knows Vecna's leading the army. Will knows that everything's going on.
He can tap in, which is kind of cool.
So he gets dropped to the ground, like essentially shit on by Vecna. Vecna walks away. The Demogorgons start taking the kids, and Will's like, no, if I'm tapped into Vecna, I'm tapping into Vecna.
Yeah.
And that's where he's like, no, I'm going to save my friends. I'm going to stop being a little bitch. And why you're saying ruined Will's character was in episode 7, before the grand finale that released on New Year's. They talked about their plan, whatever, and the last maybe 10 minutes of the episode was Will coming out, having this big old speech to all of these people in the radio station.
Don't get me wrong. I do not care if it fits in the story, which it did for Will's character to end up being gay. If it fit,
well, that's it. He was about to come out to his mom and then said, "No, I want to tell everybody." So it prolonged it in that sense.
For me, he's legit just sitting there like, "Oh, we like this. We all like this. We all like this." But I don't like girls. He could have legit just turned around like, "Yeah, dudes, I don't like chicks, and let's go back to this plan because Vecna's going to use that secret against me, so let's do it."
Yeah.
Like, it could have took, like, a minute or two to say, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And then go back to it.
There was a lot of heartfelt moments. That one was just a little long, and it was everybody showing their support. And I think, for me, the whole point of that scene was to pander, we'll say, to more woke audiences, where it's like they want to make it seem more regular, which it is.
Like, not in the 80s.
I was going to say, not in the 80s, but for modern day, it is normal. So someone just using a lot more of the time and knowing they cut a bunch of scenes, it feels like a slap in the face, and it feels like a reduction of Will's character when he's becoming stronger, when he's becoming more independent, like from his mom, and realizing his ideas are good. He's enacting these ideas, and he's taking risks rather than just hiding away.
So he became a badass character in episode 3. No, 4. Yeah. Because it was the last episode before the 3 episodes came out of Christmas. Yeah. He became a badass character at the end of episode 4.
Yes.
And then for the next 2 episodes, he's like more badass. You know what? Mom, I'm going to do my own shit. Like, he's legit standing up for himself, and then fucking does this bullshit at the end of fucking episode 7.
I think there was a lot of emotion in the season because everybody knew they were leaving, and they wanted to try and give these characters as many goodbyes or final moments as possible. And because of that, the season felt more rushed. Yeah. It felt like there was a lot more hiatuses where it was just, we're talking about our feelings.
So before we get into more things about Stranger Things, for season 5, they ended it going to what they call the Abyss because Dustin was wrong.
So the Upside Down is essentially a full wormhole. Yep. The Upside Down is the reverse side of Hawkins, while the top side of the Upside Down is the reverse side of this Abyss. And there's this... It is a wormhole with in the center at the Hawkins lab on the flip side, this huge ball of exotic matter is holding these worlds together, and Vecna needs more telekinetic power to use all of the Mind Flayer's power to pull the 2 realities together and essentially move the Abyss to Hawkins.
But the thing is, this little fucking thing in the air was made by man. It wasn't made by Vecna. It was made by man.
Okay. It was a result of Elle and the others splitting into this alternate reality. They created the wormhole like the Mind Flayer wanted. The whole idea of him getting into Henry's head was to create this gateway. He needed a person on the other side to essentially open that door.
So they do it. They end up the planets end up colliding, wormhole ends up
shrinking. Like these Vecna's bringing them close together.
I gotta say, Steve's plan worked.
Mm-hmm.
Steve's plan was the most simple plan ever, but everybody's like, "Fuck, Steve, you got it."
Mm-hmm.
It was off a little, but it still worked.
There was a real risk that it wouldn't have worked to begin with, but it did. So
they had the fucking brothers had to make everybody have a fucking heart jump because everybody thought for 5 seconds that Steve died.
And they show him falling off the top of this radio tower, and they cut to black for, like you said, a full 5 seconds, and it's just like, damn, all right, they just straight up killed him.
I wondered if there was an alternate scene to that where he actually did fall.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that.
I think they tested it, and they might have realized that if Steve dies kind of like that early, like people would get upset. Sort of like a lot of people got upset when the second part of Last of Us came out and Joel dies very early on in the game. They're like, what the fuck? Like, I wanted to play Joel. I know a lot of people were upset by that, and it kind of turned off a large part of the audience originally.
So
I think they feared having that same thing happen and just losing viewership. Plus, they don't really want to kill off Steve Harrington.
So, for just to sidetrack a little bit, I wasn't pissed off about that.
Oh, okay.
It made sense to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Because if you play the first one, he ends up killing the doctor, and then they made it more sense in the second one where Abby's dad was the doctor. So Abby has fucking rage in her, and she wants to find the person that killed him. So that made sense to me why they killed off Joel.
I just know a lot of people stopped playing after Joel's death because they weren't happy with it, and they didn't stick around to see that lore.
I stopped playing for 6 months because of Abby.
Yes.
Because I fucking hated her. She did kill Joel.
Yeah.
But I was more on Ellie's side. But then when you play Abby and find out why, then you're good. But going back to Stranger Things. So, they end up going to the Abyss. Doing the final boss, which they made so many references to Dungeons & Dragons.
Yep.
Dustin's like, oh, I wonder what his HP is. Which wasn't much.
I was going to say, I think it wasn't much because they killed Vecna. Like, somehow there was that connection between Vecna and that mind... But I want to say the Mind Flayer's still alive because that was just another physical body that Vecna was trying to help him build up.
Yes.
Plus, even after the Mind Flayer's dead, Vecna's dead. Because, surprise, they managed to kill Vecna. They managed to kill the Mind Flayer. They do everything... Hard fought, great fight scene. Like, it seems almost impossible that anybody survived that.
They basically Dungeons & Dragons that whole fucking fight scene. They just did a whole bunch of lucky rolls.
And that's it. They loaded up on the fire because they knew fire worked. Like Molotov.
I honestly wondered if they had the whole group sit there and like play a little version of that battle scene with dice to see what would happen.
I don't know. Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
It would have been pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe the Duffer Brothers like sat down and like rolled it out. Like, okay, is this even really possible? Are we stretching it?
Yeah, and then they probably that's a good strategy. Like, you know, okay, yeah, it works.
I think a big part of why they won the fight is 11 goes and faces Vecna inside the Mind Flayer while the Mind Flayer is actually being fought. So Vecna, in his weak state, is having trouble standing up and actually getting his powers off. Well, Elle, who is still very strong and sturdy at the moment, is able to focus her powers against a stronger opponent.
And also with Elle fighting Vecna, it made the Mind Flayer body weak too. So it kind of balances out.
Yeah.
So then it ends, and then...
I was going to say, okay, I wanted to say one more thing. It ends, they free the kids, but you still see the Flayer particles come out of the kids after they free them. So the Flayer is still alive, but there is no connection that can reopen that portal between Hawkins and the Abyss.
That we know of. Because...
The season also reveals that how Henry got his powers was from a magical artifact.
And there's still more out there.
If they found one, there's more that exists. And maybe they connect to the same Mind Flayer, maybe they connect to other corporeal beings in the Abyss.
So altogether, what do you rate season 1?
Season 1, how are we doing this? Out of 10 scale?
Out of 10.
Okay, season 1 for me was a solid 7 out of 10. Good show. Got me really pulled in. I liked it a lot. And like the characters were very, very fun. It set it up for a good environment, good storytelling.
Season 1 for me was 4 out of 10.
Okay.
It didn't catch my interest that much until I started dating the wife.
That's fair.
So, season 2.
Season 2, ranked a little lower for me. I'd call that maybe a 5 out of 10. Like, a lot of good exposition, a lot of good lore. It seemed, from the way the rest of the series went, looking back at it, it was kind of one of my less favorite seasons because it seemed like a deviation. Like, oh, here's maybe like another plan to flip the upside down.
Yeah.
It was one of... It felt very out of place compared to the rest of it in terms of what was happening. But still good. I still liked it. You got to see a lot of fun characters and a lot of development. Steve Harrington specifically.
Yes.
5 out of 10.
So for me, I would say 5 out of 10 too, because like it was basically a filler season.
Yeah.
Of like they had like no idea what to do, but they had ideas that they would just want to throw out there, which is like a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
Season 3.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Easily, I think it was my favorite season just because how everything was done. It really went into the whole mind control thing. It really kind of teased more of Vecna's abilities. It kind of went with the whole idea of everybody's got these powers. They explained more of what was going on, and it brought the threat very much to Hawkins.
Okay.
And it was more of a larger threat. Loved the characters. I felt like season 3 was just very well put together.
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. And why is that?
Same things for you. It's like it brought the villain to Hawkins. Only thing is, I didn't like how they killed Billy.
Okay, that's fair.
Only because I thought Billy would it would have been cool for Billy to have a rival with Steve.
Okay, like it'd kind of be one of the new dads for the group. Is that what you kind of wanted to see him become?
Yeah.
I just
not like a new dad, but like the stepdad that's like the hard ass.
Oh, okay.
Steve was going into like that, like the kind of perfect dad that you kind of want for like to be a dad.
Yeah. Caring, goofy, but also like smart. But the right amount of smart.
Billy was the stepdad that was like had the motorcycle, that had the fucking leather jacket, was the coolest shit ever, and all the kids wanted to be with him.
Okay.
And it'd be kind of cool that like Steve and him would have like a rivalry, like in season 4 if he was still alive. It's like, dude, you're showing the kids not to like doing everything wrong. You need to show them this way, have a rivalry, and somehow like kind of like what him and Jonathan have.
Yeah, I think I really thought it was better that Billy died. Like, it'd been nice to have him around, but in that moment, like, it made his sacrifice real. It sucks for Max, obviously, but I just really like Season 3. Season 3 is one of the ones that takes the cake for me.
Season 4.
Season 4 is also a pretty solid 8.5, 9 out of 10 for me. Like, it really did it. And, like, they actually brought forth the lore. They connected a lot of stuff from the first 2-3 seasons into Henry's backstory, into Eleven's backstory. It's where you start learning everything and you start to feel the stakes become real. You start to... I like Season 4 a lot just because it was very clean, kept the plot together, and it didn't feel messy.
I gotta say Season 4 for me was 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, very good.
Only because you see the relationship between Steve and Dustin get bigger and like more of the brothers.
Yeah.
And like they still have like the brotherly fights.
But again, Eddie comes in.
But again, Eddie comes in. And I gotta say, Eddie is my favorite character in Season 4.
Oh, okay, very good.
Only because the actor did such a great job at like, you know what, fuck this place. Like, I want to do what I want to do. I'm going to like, and Dustin in Season 5 does what Eddie said.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up there.
Flip off the
principal. I'm going to take my diploma and get the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But Eddie also had a side of him where no one saw.
He was caring. He did genuinely like people, and he was doing his best to care for those that he actually genuinely respected.
And with, because honestly, you really didn't see much of Jonathan and Steve going at it a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was more Steve and Eddie going at it.
Yes. Well, Jonathan was with Nancy and those trying to deal with the Russian side of things, so you didn't get that. With
Steve and Eddie going at it, it made their characters work better together because Steve was more the protective, like, okay, we gotta do it this way, and Eddie's like, no, we gotta do it this way because he wouldn't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I expect you to do the safe thing, but Steve's like, no, we gotta try to protect everybody, and this is their chemistry for characters was really good.
Yeah, and
I gotta say it's 10 out of 10 because of that one scene with Eddie just fucking shredding on the guitar.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But that also brings me to, it would have been so much cooler if Vecna took over Eddie
and made him into a puppet, kind of like
Billy. Made him
into
a puppet like Billy, but since he was all deformed and shit, made him like kind of like him.
Uh-huh.
But this is what I would do at season 5. Vecna would use Eddie against Dustin.
Okay.
Anything that had to deal with Dustin, he would use Eddie.
I just don't think Vecna really cared about Dustin that much. So like having Eddie die was not like a.
But thing is, Dustin was the smarter one out of the group.
Yeah.
And if they would have done that, and because Eddie, he would have tapped into Eddie's mind and realized all the shit that Dustin knew and all the kids knew. He could have used his memories and his thought and his ideas. Okay, this is what I need to do that they don't think I know.
Well, that's it. He chose Will as the weak one. That's why he was spying through Will. Dustin was less of a target, even though he was smarter, and there was no real reason for Vecna to take over Dustin. He already had a spy. Really.
But the thing is, with Eddie, if you think about it, could use feelings, because Eddie was almost like a brother like Steve to Dustin.
Well, Vecna still kind of did that. He was manipulating people's memories. He manipulates Hopper in season 5. Like he manipulates what people are seeing a few times.
I just thought it would be kind of cool.
It would have been
because of the whole Iron Man thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why they did it. But yeah, that whole
okay. Then season 5. What do you rate?
Season 5. I'm gonna have to rate it 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Very good. Season 5 still good. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. It was, like we've talked about, I felt it was very rushed. I felt like they put things where they shouldn't have. And while there was still a lot of connections, it just felt like it was a little more slapped together. Like they were trying to make a bunch of things work that really... we talked about this the other day. They kind of Games of Thrones it.
Yeah,
where
I was going to say that.
It was hard. It was hard to tie it together, and they were like, "Oh, we can't please everyone. Here's what we're going with for a final ending." While still good, gave all the characters what they wanted. There was good parts. There was bad parts. 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, they really Game of Thrones it, which is like the reason why I like the season, because it's the end of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else after the Stranger Things.
There are spin-offs. I have seen, Netflix has genuinely put out a teaser schedule. So
I did see that they're doing an anime one too.
Yeah, I think Stranger Things 85 is the year 85. So I imagine a year or two after the final season, because I think they said 83 was the final year,
which makes no sense.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that timeline again. Maybe it didn't start in the 80s, but
it started in the 80s because it full out started in the 80s.
Okay, I'd have to look at that timeline again, but
so a couple of theories I want to go through, because we can kind of stretch it a little bit.
Yep.
It's all Mike's imagination.
Okay, you're believing that everything that from start to finish was Mike having a dream sort of deal? No. What do you mean?
So because I've seen this theory a couple times, and it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
And it kind of proves at the end of season 5.
Okay.
So Mike... doesn't really prove the end of season 5, but it kind of proves kind of the theory of it. Will dies. He full-on dies in the first season.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going, but keep going.
And each season is a season of grief.
Okay.
Because Mike is going through the trauma of losing his best friend.
Okay, so season 1, initially denial, we're looking for him, we find him, yay, everything's fine. Then season 2, what is the second stage of grief? I don't.
Here, I'll look it up.
I know acceptance is the last one. But
here we go.
Bargaining is one of them.
Levels of grief. So denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and exceptions.
I guess I can kind of see it following that pattern, but not entirely. It makes sense for season 1, but I don't.
Season 2, Mike was very angry.
Okay.
Bargaining was season 3. Was just trying to figure things out. Okay. Season 4, depression. Yeah, that was fucking depression as fuck.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Exception at the very end of season 5, where they're all sitting around the table and they're crying.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, "I believe."
Fair enough. It seems like a bit of a stretch is going off of that, but it is interesting. But I don't know if we're saying it's all a dream. At what point does it become a dream? And
it's not a dream. It's Mike making a story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't notice. Did you watch all the way through the credits?
Oh, there was an end credit scene that I saw on YouTube after. I didn't watch through the credits. But...
I didn't watch it either until my brother brought it up.
Okay.
Stranger Things Dungeons and Dragons Manual.
Oh, okay.
By Mike.
I did not see that. All right.
People are saying it's his way to keep Will alive.
So he made a whole campaign, and that campaign he set in Hawkeye like a live-action role play. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a stretch, but yes.
Yeah.
There's also another one where, what was it? Elle.
Okay.
Is the main villain.
Okay. How do you feel?
Because when he opened up the book and Mike doesn't say Will's name, and he says, "Have you seen my friend?" She points and looks and says, "Will." Like she was the one that put him in the Upside Down.
I guess
it's another theory that I've seen on the internet.
Yeah, it's a theory. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
That's fair.
The only reason because it was before they introduced Vecna.
Yeah.
Because they were saying, Elle's the only one that has manipulated powers.
I've seen a lot of people say, like, they made season 1 without any intention of making more seasons, and then, like, when it got picked up, they're like, oh, shit, now we gotta actually start connecting things, which, for 2016, and, like, Netflix, like, really starting to dive into its own TV shows, just with, like, streaming rights and everything at the time, it was a risk, no matter what, if they were making something like that. And because Stranger Things took off, it was like, okay, it's easy for a lot of these fan theories based on season 1 to come through.
Yeah, and it's Elle was never on this truck.
Oh, in season 5 when they left?
Because Mike is beside Elle in the truck.
Mm-hmm. It's like she's the third one, like to get out. Essentially.
But the thing is, he's smiling, and Derek waves at him and smiles.
Yeah.
Because he thinks Mike's smiling at him.
Okay, so you think Derek didn't even see Elle on the truck at all? Interesting. Well, okay, I guess it depends on like who's Callie's influencing or how her powers work.
Because when you see Elle in the store, you don't see a nosebleed.
Oh yeah, so like I believe all the stuff that like Elle is still alive and like Mike's story of how like she ended up surviving. So like Callie, I think, made her injury look worse than it was using her own powers, because right after that scene you see Elle no longer covered in blood despite literally holding and getting her hands completely soaked.
So she's on the truck. She went, but thing is when she does the whole like space thing and that weird
in the mind space or whatever.
In the mind space. Normally, she does have a running bloody nose in the mind space.
Yeah, even if she's meditating or like even when she's in the like isolation chamber.
When she's talking to Mike, she doesn't.
Yep.
So in other words, what she said wasn't Elle.
Or I think it was still Elle. I still submit to the theory that like she was able to get away. Callie made her invisible, but she got out of range of the fucking sonar beacons and was able to communicate to Mike.
And the one thing I will say is that at the very end when they blow up the wormhole, what about all those people?
I was gonna say there was probably definitely still security guards sitting in there,
and all those pregnant women.
Oh, they died 100%. They're just fucking gone. Yeah.
Like the things that people don't talk about.
I was gonna say, so the only people that knew about the pregnant women were Elle and Callie, though, and their whole idea. Oh, the general, but I think the general just ate a loss. She's fine with that, whatever. Like, it's better they don't know about the secret project going on. And then Elle and Callie, they're okay killing off all these people because they didn't want these experiments to continue. They didn't want anyone else being able to reopen the gateway on Earth's side.
Okay, so before we end the episode, favorite character and why? You have to pick one.
Steve Harrington. Steve Harrington is the favorite. He grew up and grew up just the best. He got that perfect character arc where he went from kind of a cocky mean ass to someone who genuinely realizes, oh, maybe what I'm doing is wrong, becomes the better person, becomes the help that the kids need every single time, genuinely is a help, whether or not he's self-sacrificing. Even in the times where he's not getting along with certain people, even the times where he's not getting along with Jonathan or Dustin, he still toughs through it, and
he steps up.
He shows what it is to be a bigger man and try and talk things out, even if people are being stubborn.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a lot to learn from who he is, even when everyone around you is acting poorly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Steve, but I'm going to change it to Hopper.
Okay, fair enough.
Only because, like, I would say exactly what you said
for
Steve. But I'm going to say Hopper because Hopper's such a fucking cool character.
Oh, yeah. Throughout the entire series.
You see him grow the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Well, he goes from mopey old drunkard, like barely a sheriff.
You see him come from a drunk cop, still not accepting his daughter's death, to season 2 of, like, you know what, I gotta man the fuck up.
Become the hero of Hawkins.
Become the sheriff of Hawkins.
Yep.
That needs. And then season 3 ends up just being a total badass. And then fucking ends up in season 4 where you find out that he actually was in Nam. And then in season 5 you see why he was in Nam.
Oh, yeah.
He was just the biggest badass fucking dad ever. He was like the dad you want.
Oh, and that's it. He became a very restrictive father, but one that was caring. He genuinely wanted to see Eleven alive.
Oh, yeah. And he wanted Elle to live a life that she didn't have. And that's what makes him the best dad in the show.
There you go.
So,
thanks for listening. This episode was very long, but that's A-okay.
What?
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, and we didn't talk 15 minutes of pure shit. So
yeah.
But in other words, Walker, what do we always say about the end of the episode of 2026?
Stay frosty.
Staring down, Luna the cat's the biggest pussy in town.